Um, I'm going to do this the politically correct way. If you want to hear the rest of it, catch me on the way out.
It says that a student can take any online class and the district has to accept it. Currently, we have some providers that would qualify under the language that's in the bill, and we've had good success with some of the online courses, not such good success with others because the rigor just is not there. This, if it passes the way it's currently written, would require our district to accept those credits that are from classes that are not rigorous, and it seems to fly directly in the face of what was stated at the beginning of college and career ready. So I just wanted to add that.
How will the online teacher know the person at the computer is the person enrolled in the class? Go ahead, John.
Classes and a chemistry class at Boise High School, all with excellent teachers. Will she need to drop 2 of these to take online courses? How do you sing or do chemistry online?
We want to retain as much local control as possible rather than have something force-fed to us from above. And that sort of seems to work at the state level when they're talking about the feds, but it doesn't work near as well when we're at the school district level talking about the state. There will be substantial negative impacts on elective course offerings at individual schools because we will have to choose which courses with which to go online. And that will reduce our flexibility at each school. We're losing, as President Lukoff said, 145 staffs, 90 some of them teachers, and that will be distributed throughout the district. We're going to lose elective course flexibility, and I believe there will be negative impacts on a lot of our classes where we have rigorous workloads, where you're required to write a lot. If your class size goes up 5 or 6 kids, how can teachers be expected to continue the same amount of rigor if that happens 5 times a day? You're now looking at 30 more essays to grade. Create an environment in which outstanding teachers can get kids college ready, and I believe this will negatively impact our ability to do that.
The economy. The state has gone through worse depressions in the 1930s, and I don't know how they made it through, but I'll bet they didn't drastically reform education to deal with that.
It's a political plan. It is not an education improvement plan. Now, it's got an improvement plan label on it. I mean, it's called Students First. Our students come first. The most important predictor of how a student's going to do is the quality of the classroom teacher. But so many tenets of this plan devalue the classroom teacher and substitute other So we're going to improve our system by getting rid of more and more classroom teachers. Makes sense to you?
Yeah.
I think the person that wrote this question was wondering what is the parent's part in making sure that the student achieves, and obviously that is an important part, and it's not a part of the plan.
And here's our last question tonight. How does Superintendent Luna's proposal make economic sense? This audience member writes, the proposal reduces over 800 jobs statewide and sends our tax money outside of the state to purchase over $50 million in technology. Isn't this a form of outsourcing jobs? We don't know how it makes economic sense either, and it doesn't make educational sense on top of that. Let me quote a statement by Superintendent Luna. He says, research overwhelmingly supports that the most important factor in a student's academic success is the quality of the teacher in the classroom. And then he proposes a plan to trade 1,000 teachers statewide for laptops, online courses, and pay for performance. That does not make sense to me, either economically or educationally. And however you feel, I would encourage you to make your opinion known to your legislator, and especially to the Senate Education Committee next week. So, thank you.
This concludes the school board's portion of tonight's meeting, and now I'm going to speak to you as a parent. First, I want to state clearly that I am not a representative of the Boise School District. I represent my children. I am a parent who values their education and the people who provide it. I was very concerned when I started to understand the implications of the proposed reform plan. I think that increasing class size is a bad idea for our students. As a taxpayer and as a parent of teenagers, I think giving 14 to 17-year-olds state-funded personal laptops is a bad idea. I see you agree. I think mandating online courses for all students, regardless of their learning styles, motivation level, or language proficiency, is a bad idea for our students. During this tough economic climate, I think outsourcing Idaho income to Virginia is a bad idea. I think moving the proposed reform plan so quickly into legislation without giving us a chance for diligent review of its long-term implications is a bad idea. We need to put our focus back into the classroom. There is a high level of politics being played out, and the classrooms are being compromised by it. I stand before you tonight as a mother whose sole interest is our children and their future. I found the courage to speak out because I do not believe the proposed reform plan serves the best interests of our children.